It just feels like a brick and I could like throw it and knock someone out, honestly. Like, if you're watching this, you might be wondering, do I get the iPhone 17 Pro Max or do I get the iPhone Air? I had this dilemma myself after being a heavy Pro Max user. My mission was to spend a week with both of them. So we're gonna go down the list of every category that I think most people would be curious about when it comes to the iPhone Air. I'm also gonna be assessing which one fits my needs the best and which one is probably gonna fit your needs the best. Firstly, obviously the iPhone Air is super thin and very comfortable in the hand. This is the sleekest, prettiest phone Apple has made probably ever. You really have to hold one in person to see why that is such a huge appeal. If you are used to Pro Max iPhones, this is like a breath of fresh air, literally. It's made with polished titanium sides which look beautiful, and it comes in the most gorgeous color selection. It has the glass back, kind of like the old Pro Maxes, which compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it is like night and day. This is the chunkiest, most heavy phone I think Apple has ever made. It is so heavy and substantially thicker too this year, so it really feels more like a Pro Max than ever. And this year they made the phone with aluminum instead of titanium, and they put a glass insert where the MagSafe is. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a questionable design. When I first saw it, I was not a fan. There's the camera continent. Ooh! However, the silver color specifically has really grown on me. Both of these phones have the same controls and they have the same exact screen, so they're both OLED and 120 Hz. So the iPhone Air screen still feels like a pro iPhone, and they're both 3000 nits brightness, which is super bright. The only difference with the screens is that the iPhone Air is a 6.5 inch screen and the iPhone 17 Pro Max is a 6.9 inch screen. After using it, I would say the Air screen size is good enough. It's definitely not small. I think most people would find this very comfortable. Actually, somebody pointed out that this has the same screen size as the 11 Pro Max, and back then we thought that was big. However, I will say, after using the Air for 2 days and then going to pick up my Pro Max, the screen felt so roomy and nice, and I just really appreciated it. If you just love big phones and you love having a big screen, it might actually feel like a downgrade. I will say they're not that different, but it's enough to notice it. Now going into the performance, I'm gonna explain this as simply as possible. They both have the A19 Pro chip, and the only difference is that in the Air, there's actually one less GPU core. The Air might just be a little bit slower because of that. I don't think it's that big of a deal. They both run very well. And when I was using the Air, I didn't notice it lagging at all, but I will say between the two, the Pro Max is definitely gonna be a little bit more powerful, especially because the 17 Pro Maxes have a new vapor cooling system, which basically means the cooling is going to be way better on these compared to the Pro Maxes we've had. My phone used to overheat all the time, and this one never does. Compared to the Air, it didn't overheat at all for me either. It got the hottest when I was actually downloading all my apps and setting those up. And one other small thing about the performance is that the Air supports USB 2 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max supports USB 3. Basically all that means is when you're doing file transfers, it's going to be faster on the Pro Max. Which, speaking of performance, a lot of people were concerned about the battery of this phone even before it came out, because Apple came out with a MagSafe battery just for this phone, which it actually is quoted to last 27 hours. I would call that all day. That is the same amount of hours they said for the 16 Pro Max. I can confirm, after using this all week, the battery has not been an issue. It definitely drains faster than the Pro Max, but it's not bad at all, and I don't think it should be a concern. But I will say iOS 26 just came out for all of our iPhones, and I've noticed everyone with the new iOS 26 update has kind of been complaining about their battery. You kind of have to give your phone time to adjust to the update, and I feel like after a week you can really tell, like, is the battery gonna be good enough for you? On the first day that I used it, I was using it pretty heavily, like scrolling TikTok, doing everything that I usually do, and I was still at half battery at 6 p.m. But obviously compared to the 7 17 Pro Max, this has 39 hours of battery, they say, and it's even way more than the 16 Pro Max where they say it should last 33 hours. If you need just heavy duty battery where you don't even have to think about it, then you might want to go with the Pro Max. Now let's talk about the cameras. So this is something that I think actually might be a little bit of a deal breaker for some people, especially if you make content or do YouTube or TikTok, anything like that where you really care about the camera, you might feel something missing. The Air, as we know, has one camera, and Apple says this is a 2-in-1 camera. It does the 1x and the 2x, and that's it, but it is 48 megapixels, which is the same as all the lenses on the Pro Max. So the resolution is very comparable, but as you guys know, the 17 Pro Max has the main camera, the ultra wide lens, and the macro lens, and those are all 48 megapixels this year. And now you can actually do 4x and 8x zoom, which is pretty crazy. And then both of them have the 18 megapixel center stage front cameras. I did take the phones out and do some field research. I really wanted to put them to the test. You can't just go off the specs, you kind of have to consider like the sensor size of the cameras and also just how the phone processes the pictures and things like that. I'm not a freaking photographer, but there are some differences. Hi guys, so today we are doing some field research testing out the iPhone 17 Pro Max camera, which this is the front camera in landscape mode. And we're gonna see, do they look the same? Do they sound the same? Let's do a close-up of my clip so we can really see how it focuses. Here's what my clip looks like on the 17 Pro Max. Here's what the Air looks like. I'd say it still looks pretty good. I just cannot figure out if they're actually the same or not. I'm freaking sacrificing right now because it is almost 90 degrees. Even though it's almost October, I gotta be out here getting down and dirty to do these camera tests. Here is what my hair clip looks like on the Air. Looking at them side by side, they actually look basically identical, which I wasn't expecting, but if I had to pick one, I think the Pro Max looks a tiny bit better. And this is what the landscape mode looks like when I have the phone vertically. So I don't know if there's any difference here, but this is the 17 Pro Max, and then here's what the Air looks like. I think it looks good, but for some reason, this orientation specifically, it just looks a little more contrasty. Being able to record in landscape mode vertically is actually a new feature on both phones, and I have to say, they also look basically identical here. And here's what it looks like on the 17 Pro Max vertically. I think it looks pretty good as well. I'd say I'm pretty happy with the camera on the 17 Pro Max, and I do feel like it's just sharper in general than my 16 Pro Max. Here's what the Air looks like in portrait mode. I'd say it looks good as well, but are they the exact same? I don't know. Even in portrait mode, they look basically the same. Honestly, they looked more different on the screens of the phone, and I think that's just because of the OLED variation. Now we're testing the back cameras, and this is both at the 1x setting. As you could see, the Air is more punched in because it actually has a slightly closer focal length by default. And then here's the 2x, so again, they look very similar except the Air is just slightly more punched in. And then just the Pro Max has the 4x zoom and the 8x zoom, and both of these look super high quality. And you also have the 0.5 ultra wide lens, which is a staple. Here's another example of the back cameras side by side. And again, you can just see how the Air is slightly more cropped in compared to the Pro Max, and I do think the Pro Max handles the shadows and the coloring a little better. I think the colors are a little bit more accurate to real life, versus the Air has more of like a warmer tone to it. Here's the 2x again, which the Pro Max definitely has more of a wider view, which can be good for making content. Here's the front cameras. On our nature walk, I almost got attacked by a huge bee, and I had to run away. So I want to go inside. Is there a difference in the sunlight? I can't tell. Here's how we look in the shadow. Being preggo while doing this, it's not really the vibe. Not the vibe. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. And both phones now have this new dual capture feature where you can record with the front and the back camera at the same time. Obviously, I had to take some pictures too, and side by side, they are very similar. The Pro Max is a little bit more rich in color and contrast to me, but you can barely tell a difference. And with the front camera, the Pro Max is just a little bit of a wider view. Lastly, I tried night mode, and the Air looked really good here. So as you saw, the cameras are pretty comparable, I would say. I just think if you use any of the extra lenses on the Pro Max, you are gonna miss that, especially the 0.5 zoom. I feel like on the next Air, Apple should really include that. And something else is that the microphones are slightly different. The Pro Max does sound a little better, and that's because they have, Apple calls it studio quality 4-mic array. On their website, when you compare the two, the Air does not have that. Here is what I would say is like the most controversial category, which is the speakers. The Air only has one speaker. It's not speakers. There's only one. It is not on the bottom. Even though it looks like there's speakers on the bottom, the sound is only coming out of this earpiece at the top of the phone, which is what you hear out of when you're on a phone call. So it's not very powerful. And because there's only one, it's also quieter compared to the Pro Max. The Pro Max has stereo speakers, which means there's one up here and down here. And you really notice it when you're watching something on your phone. So if you have your phone horizontal like this, you can actually hear from both sides of the phone. But if you take the Air and do the same, you will notice it only comes out of one side. I did do a test on these as well. You can actually hear for yourself the differences. And I even compared the 17 Pro Max to my 16 Pro Max. I did this because I noticed that on the 17 Pro Max, the speakers are actually symmetrical now on the bottom. On the 16 Pro Max, it was missing one of the holes on one side, and it always bothered me. And on the top, the earpiece is like double the width. That really adds to the sound. The Air is gorgeous, but I need to tell you the downsides. That might be surprising. The Air is gorgeous, but I need to tell you the downsides. That might be surprising. When I was using the Air by itself, I would have to put it at a louder setting than I usually do to hear what I was listening to. And once I picked up the 17 Pro Max and I started using that again, after the Air, I was like, wow, this sounds really good. Most people might say, okay, I could just get AirPods or I could use my headphones, and that's totally fine. Like, I think if you like using headphones and that's not an issue to you, that's great. But there are a lot of people that don't use headphones very often. For me, using AirPods for everything that I listen to just feels like extra work. But like I said, it's up to you to decide. Like, does that bother you or not? And then lastly, durability. This is something that I don't think you need to worry about at all, really. People were concerned that the phone was gonna bend like the iPhone 6s used to bend. There's tons of videos of people trying to bend this and they could not bend it. The titanium is a lot stronger than the aluminum on the 17 Pro Max. I've actually seen more people complain about the Pro phones getting like chipped and busted, so you definitely wanna be more careful if you have the Pro phones versus the Air. I'm gonna kind of like summarize what I think about the Air. Obviously, it's beautiful. I fell in love with this phone at first sight. Like, I think it is such a beautiful phone. I feel like this is the future of where iPhones are headed. I'm already excited to see how they improve next year with the Air 2, I guess it'll be called. If you're somebody that used to buy the Pro phones because they had the best screens and the best cameras and the other iPhones didn't really have that, now you have another option because this has a great screen and great camera. It just has less of them because let's be honest, visually this looks way better than this. Like, no offense to Apple, but what is this? I won't lie, it's growing on me. It's definitely growing on me, but I wouldn't say this necessarily looks good. So you may be wondering, which one am I gonna keep? And honestly, it pains me to say this, but I'm gonna keep the 17 Pro Max. Listen, I really thought I was gonna keep the Air. Like, I was using it and didn't even touch the Pro Max for the first few days because I was just so excited about the Air. I really think anyone that gets the Air is gonna feel that way about it. I think it's a great phone. I really, really do. However, for me, I can't keep the Air because it doesn't do everything I need it to as a content creator and someone that works online and has like their own online business. And I'm mainly talking about the cameras. Like, I really think the 0.5 is kind of a necessity in my opinion, and it sucks that this doesn't have it. That already kind of takes it off my list. But the other things that really bothered me were the speakers, because I like to be able to use the speakers of my phone and be able to hear things really well. And another thing is, even though the smaller screen is very comfortable, I got so used to the Pro Max screens, I don't know if I could really go back to a 6.5-inch screen. Maybe if it was like 6.7, I could compromise. But again, when you're doing videos and pictures, and even like for my theme packs that I make, I like having the bigger screen and really seeing how it's gonna look. The Pro Max is also really powerful. It just does everything I need it to do with no issues whatsoever. It doesn't get hot anymore. That was one of my biggest complaints about my 16. It really is like a MacBook Pro as an iPhone. Even though I don't love the design and I hate that they didn't make black this year, they really delivered on the tech front and I appreciate it. Like, as a tech person, I notice the upgrades and I really, really do feel them. I do hate how heavy and chunky it is. It is hard to hold. It's very thick. It just feels like a brick and I could like throw it and knock someone out, honestly. Like, that's what it feels like. But it also feels just like a really solid piece of technology and it checks all of my boxes. So choosing the Pro Max was like, I had to listen to my brain and not my heart. If you're watching this wondering like, is the Air a good phone? Is it safe to get it? Like, I'm gonna say yes, unless you have the same criteria as me where you need your phone to like be like Kris Jenner and like get your ass up and work, you know? So in conclusion, we are ending this at 4:44. We are so aligned. I could honestly say both phones are good. I could recommend both of them, but you have to ask yourself, what are the deal breakers for you in a phone and what do you need? Because that's gonna be your answer. Don't let people scare you into thinking the Air is trash because it's not, and just do some soul searching to decide. Like, make a pros and cons list if you must, and you will find your clarity. Meditate on it. That's so dramatic. That ends this saga. We will be spending the next year with this queen, the iPhone 17 Pro Max. We have a lot of content to make together. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you want more iPhone content, and I will see you in the next one. Now say goodbye to the Air. This is her last appearance on the channel. I'm gonna miss you.